55 minutes. Jesus fuck.
What they said.
Yeah, couldn't really do much to shorten this one because, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to what's actually going to be the final video we do for Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time, at least until the upcoming whatever DLC they pop up.
I mean, I'd argue that you could probably divide in half, but apparently you just didn't want to have any of that.
Well, it's also because, well, I don't want this to end up splitting this in half, because then it's just going to make the entire lineup of videos I have scheduled uneven.
We could never have it be uneven.
You know how shitty that feeling is.
I've had that feeling, but I've usually have had to stomach it or sometimes. But yeah, So, what are you showing off today?
Every single one of these fucking things.
That I haven't already shown off throughout the remainder of the video, or commentary.
Fair.
Yeah, so basically all but the first three. And I see why you went with the Wombat skin. Devil
because first up to bat is Bandicoot versus Wombat EVAL.
Well, all right then. And for anybody who is just joining or decided to start with this video because of its absurd length, again, the flashback tapes are unlocked through basically doing deathless runs, partial deathless runs.
Also, if I can interlude real quick, you mispronounced it. It's EVAL, as in evaluation.
Oh, I thought it was eval. Oh, okay. So yeah, so this is the grand.
I thought they were just trying to force in the one-eyed evil joke.
Oh, but I see. Ultimately, this is the Wombat better than the Bandicoot? Let's find out. But yes, you have to do partial.
Oops.
The Wombat was not good. Send in the Bandicoot. Anyway,
I was honestly got tempted to do that, but I decided, nah, I'll just keep on going.
Okay, so,
Yeah.
But yeah, you have to do...
Oops.
Christ.
I'm honest, sir.
Okay, I was about to say, that one was all on your end, because you
It's
could have
fine.
easily avoided that.
But yeah, there are partial deathless runs you gotta do, and then you get to these, which are basically like harder, much harder bonus challenge rooms.
Also, people, just to let you know, ignore the weapon fruit crates. Honestly, just break them, because weapon crates do not... Weapon fruit does not matter in this.
Yeah, okay.
Assuming you're playing this on modern mode, yeah, they don't matter at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, all you really want to do is just break every single crate in here. In fact, getting all the crates is how you get the platinum medal.
Do they actually count your lives here?
No.
Wombat skulls shatter like snow globes.
Duly noted.
I like how he just, like, stares at you for a second.
Wait a minute.
My head is a snow globe?
But yeah, as James is showing off here, you also need to be very careful because these will, much like with the actual, story modes bonus room, they will throw some interesting little puzzles at you with how, if you want to try and go for all crate, destruction.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, at least for the sake of the flashback tapes, most of them anyway, it's more so the exception rather than the rule. But yeah, they will definitely throw in a few cheap shots here and there. And with that, I do believe we are finished with Wombat EVAL.
Hooray!
There we go.
Also,
It was a
believe it or not,
success.
some of these are actually fairly easy, and then others are fuck. Just fuck.
Stay tuned.
So I kind of want to ask, like, in terms of, like... So you said you're going after every single, exam here. Are you also going to be, like, showing off any of the costumes we haven't seen in the playthrough yet?
For the most part, yes. I did use this opportunity to show off a couple that I did not use in the overall adventure. Although there was also some where I just was shameless enough to, just leave it to the basics.
Oops.
Oh, fair enough. I mean,
it's best not to
works
do
out.
that, by the way.
Oh, of course not.
Do.
Also, yeah, I do remember picking Classic Crash here because apparently it's with this one we learned that the shorts that Crash has been wearing throughout all these years were actually a hand-me-down from Cortex.
He loved him like his own.
I hope you appreciate it, Crash. They're very generous in the crotch area.
Awful seat.
I can tell!
Oh, what did Kedrick say? Was it foul seat or uncomfortable seat or something?
No, it's, like, terrible seat.
So yeah, I wonder now how Cadicrus feels now that he's learned that all this time the rears he has been grading were actually potentially Cortexes all along.
Creases.
Oodles of room in the... never mind.
Who doesn't what now?
I'll
Details, man, details!
tell you when you're older.
Oh.
Oh.
So, and as you'll be seeing throughout this part always got me.
Oh boy.
Nice.
Nice.
And
Wait a minute, wait a fucking second. You can slide while doing. Oh, god damn it.
Yes, but don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
rats. Who let the rats in? Okay, yeah, just do that and then come back up so we can go get that crate we missed.
Who let the rats in here? Who?
I ask you who and rat. So, yeah, and for
Where
those
did you get that?
And yeah, just a fun little thing to notice in the lower right this entire time as we're going through this grand adventure is that in each of these nice cutting up the
Superior
load
study.
screens. For each of these that we're seeing in the lower right, you'll be noticing that we are fast approaching the day of Crash 1's inauguration.
Yep. And it even extends beyond that once Crash is half finished.
Hello, feeble
Huh?
subject.
What?
It is I, Dr. Nitrous.
By the way, I was able to bullshit this level. I love it.
How'd you bullshit it?
Did you have an Aku Aku?
No. You see all those boxes right there? I almost missed them, and I was able to, just by a fucking thread, get all those.
Nice.
Interesting.
And for anybody who again likes classic Crash music, each of these features some random song from is it just Crash 1, 2?
Crash 1 and Crash 2.
Nothing from 3.
And they are like the original straight from the PlayStation
That's
1
a
versions.
dumb
Like they're
idea.
not like. Yeah, I was about to say it's like they're Crash 1 and 2, and it's like the original PlayStation 1 versions. They're not like the remixes from the Insane trilogy.
Nor the uncompressed versions that Josh Mansell posted on his SoundCloud.
Man, they had every opportunity. Also, nothing from Crash 3, really? I thought Crash 3 had a pretty decent soundtrack.
Oh, Crash 3 wasn't relevant at the time.
Yeah, because here's the thing, because like the first half of these take place before Crash 1, because you know it's about Crash's trials and whatnot. The second half take place before Crash 2, and basically just fill in the question marks about COCO's existence.
Okay.
HBO, are you running my experiment?
Uh-oh,
what?
caught in the act.
Say nothing of our plan.
And for all that is sacred, keep your disguise on.
What disguise?
Perfect, and just runs.
I mean, honestly, it is funny because the outfit.
Subject: Why do you look like a rejected character from Koopa and the Two Strings?
Come on, what now?
Kind of. Yeah.
Never even heard of that movie.
But yeah, what was that,
Wasn't
James,
even out
about
at
the...
the time. It wasn't even out in '96. Last I checked.
Nice.
Yeah.
That almost threw me for
Actually,
off.
I'm trying to think. 96 was Nightmare Before Christmas out around that time?
Yes.
Okay, so then a part of its legacy would still exist by then.
Awesome.
Boom,
I'm going
shakalaka.
to actually give you a video. I want you to put it here of me bullshitting the end of that.
All right.
At exactly 8 minutes and 4... I guess I'll have to write that down in this long-ass video.
Oh, don't worry, Logan. That's up to me, considering I'm the one that. Diary entry.
Well, let us give it a listen.
Do you remember the 30th of May?
What sort of saucy secrets are we going to be hearing from the inner mind of Neo Cortex?
Don't tell Embryo, but I've been keeping an eye on that Dr. Engine.
Okay, don't. Now there's a bit of bullshit.
Yeah, I don't know how
Nah,
you managed to
I
cheat
don't
that
get
on
it
that
either.
one. But just like, don't tell Embryo, but I've been eyeing that new Dr. Engine. Oh,
I seem to be developing a connection with the subject. A fatherly... wait. Did I hit the wrong button?
And there's Crash with his notepad, literally rewriting everything he just said.
Actually,
it's like,
Actually, you
and
know
just,
what?
Like, freaking.
Yeah, you're probably thinking the same thing. Like, Crash tries to write down, only instead of actually writing words, he just draws, like, crude pictures of him and Cortex holding hands.
I was just having him play tic-tac-toe like Patrick did.
To ignore my last message.
Understood. But yeah.
Unfortunately, Crash Bandicoot couldn't understand what Cortex was saying.
Yeah.
And also,
son experiment!
and unfortunately, whoa, nice.
Ooh, nice.
I'm sorry, Toys for Bob. You're not gonna have me feel sorry for Cortex after the fact. No matter how sympathetic he may seem and how lovable his eyebrows may appear, and
I mean, for what it's worth, this is the best characterization of Cortex we've had since Twinsanity.
fair,
Yeah.
fair.
I think the only other game that tried to come close would be, as much as people hate them, the Titans games.
Well, yeah, because they put a lot into the dialogue of that series.
Yeah, even if a lot of it was very hit and miss.
Yay, dated references and stuff.
Wee wee!
Off to make his new masterpiece.
So I have not yet beaten all of this, but I did watch James beat all of this, and of course you're gonna watch it right before your very eyes, so stay tuned. But these do seem to be a very interesting, like, especially the last one. This almost, would you almost compare these to like the Champions Road of the game?
Yes, very much so.
Oops.
And it's not so bad now, but wait till you get to like the very last two levels with COCO, and that's gonna feel like a nice in between of Champions Road and Grandmaster Galaxy for all the wrong reasons.
But yeah, I just noticing.
Oh, hold on a second.
Subject, do you think I'm too hard on Embryo? I worry about him.
Thank you,
Uh,
sir.
5 out of 10.
Anyway, I want to say, like, just looking at the costume real quick, I just see that and go, I've taken a few notes from my college buddy Ivo. Let me see if I can try to one-up his robotization process.
I mean, considering the motherfuckers, like, their identity revealed in the third game, I'm surprised he never did go to just straight up just plain robotics. Crunch is technically half robot.
That is true. He has a synthetic arm.
That's literally. I love how you say half robot. You do know there's a word for that. It's called cyborg.
Cyborg.
No, they're called androids.
Androids!
No, they're called
Androids?
Reploids. No, they're
Actually,
called.
technically, they're cyborg androids.
No, they're also called Reploids. No, they're called Carbons. No, they're called, and it's just.
Actually, Reploids aren't even technically robots.
See, now we're just.
I don't know how to explain Reploids now that I think about it.
Well,
And then you have the Carbons that aren't technically human either in Legends.
I'll surprise Embryo with a nice dinner.
Thank you,
That's
sir.
so nice.
Embryo, prepare yourself a surprise dinner.
Oh. What a nice surprise.
Well, at least I can treat myself to a nice Chick-fil-A.
It's on your bill, Embryo!
oh, fiddlesticks.
And you have a spending budget of 99 cents as per agreed upon.
I can't even get anything off the dollar menu with that!
Well, that sounds like a you problem.
And you have to eat it in the dining room filled with portraits of me.
I hate you.
Did I say the dining hall? I meant to say the lavatory.
Isn't that your fancy way of calling it the bathroom?
This is a fucking terrifying costume, by the way.
It is an interesting. It was very. Oh, the final one.
No, it's not.
Final B.
No.
I mean, I will definitely say that it's kind of, that whole titling is kind of confusing considering, well, the subject matter of this particular one.
Let's see
Yeah.
what's going on. Okay, it is still currently. Oh, balloon crash. It is
Balloon
July 19th.
boy.
Still, I still agree, and I think he did that on purpose. I still agree. What could have been costumes could have had a really cool idea if every single one of them had a unique death animation.
By the way, there is a, that gold Wumpa fruit, there is a way of bullshitting that, too. You can literally slide jump.
hold on.
Oh, what? The, hang on.
It looks like that's the birthday alarm.
Birthday alarm. Oh, that's why he chose the balloons.
I didn't know today was my birthday.
That's why you're the balloon.
Why else did you think we added the balloons into the Recombinator DNA for your new form?
Actually, I was really
Don't worry,
expecting-
don't worry. I'm sure the headaches will go away after a few months.
Actually, I was thinking it's like, today's your birthday, test subject.
What's a birthday?
Yes.
I love the idea of I love that idea of the image in my head is Cortex still looking at him with that lovable like smile, and it's like, what's your birthday? Yes.
Yes.
And not even caring at all about what just happened.
Subject likes Wumpa cake. I withheld Embryo's bathroom privileges until he got the recipe right. Oh. Master, please.
Can I go?
And I like bringing that up. I love the idea of him actually being even more like desperate and or despondent. Master, please, you have no. And it's just the idea of him like.
Show the picture that you made, James.
Okay.
I love
There.
that.
The aftermath of all of Embryo's attempts.
I just wanted to,
I'll make a note of that one as well.
I just, all I can think of is just the voice, Jessica like, happy birthday! You just hear from that picture.
Happy birthday.
Remember,
May I please dispose of the Taco Bell aid? Not yet. We have to taste test it first.
we have to sing, and we have to keep going. And it goes through all these, and it just turns into the whole happy birthday cake, happy birthday, been the tail of the and it just keeps
Oh
going.
my, you know, that whole scene would have taken a whole different meaning if Squidward literally was just straight up
Named use the
holding...
restaurant.
Yeah.
And then it just slams the door. That's not my and just birthday.
It's not my flush.
Fair. Oh well. So, Matt, how far have you gotten into all of these?
I believe the next one is where I'm at, but we'll see.
Okay. I'm
Which is
still
also-
trying to. Go ahead.
You are
I believe-
disturbing.
Yeah. The second one, this next one I do believe is okay. Yeah, this is the second, the
This
second
one.
to last one Crash gets.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one I'm stuck on, and I fucking hate how far the checkpoint box is in this.
Well then, Matt, I will be happy to help. Considering, well, yeah, you're about to see how I was able to do it.
I can say,
Crash is ready for the club.
and with such good taste, I would say, one thing to note. Oh, careful. Nice.
And please, for the love of all that is sacred, keep your disguise on. We don't want Cortex to know that his precious little subject is escaping right under his nose.
I thought we were trick-or-treating.
Yeah, no, this one is so annoying.
This one threw me for a loop. I will say I am still working on trying to get the flashback tapes. I'm still tryking to get the ones in Cortex. I'm still working on the one in Cortex Castle.
It should also be mentioned that by this point, I'm using my fully completed save file, which also means I do have access to my.
Dangerous, but we must be careful, my friend.
Okay.
Duly noted. But yeah, since I'm using my completed save file, I also have access to my triple spin, so it does make getting through parts of this a little bit easier.
Honestly, you say that, I imagine there's probably some parts where the triple spin would be more of a hindrance than a help.
It depends. Like sometimes it can be that way, but otherwise.
By the way,
but for
I
some...
feel like the checkpoint box should have been here.
They should have. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a little further in.
It is still me. I do still find it unfortunate that I think every single one of these challenges has a maximum of 1 checkpoint rate for use.
Is that
I'm
don't think
fairly
I've ever-
certain
I
there's
can't-
like at least one with 2 of them.
This part here threw me. This part threw me for a loop, and I could not. It's. Oh jeez.
what you gotta do?
You're just gonna play it safe for the time being.
Yeah. Wait for it to respawn. The timer resets.
Tick tock, tick tock.
Oh, that's what you're doing.
Yeah. The timer will
Yeah.
reset in a second.
Is that
It
crap
takes
all I
some-
hear?
Actually, some of these take a while. Believe it or not, some of them don't respawn at all.
Yeah,
What?
you gotta be wary of those
Yeah.
in particular.
Yeah, some of them
Then
actually
what the
do
heck's
not
the point of them?
respawn.
I hope you can make it in time, good sir.
Whoa.
I think I'll be fine.
Oh.
Ooh,
Oh my
Nice.
fucking god!
nearly destroyed my wig.
Little bunk on the head there, but all right. Fair enough. That worked.
There you go.
Thankfully, his wig cushioned most of that.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
But hey, we got to check.
Just like it cushioned that.
Real screen liking. Oh!
Oops.
Oh. August
Ain't
3rd.
happened.
Oh, geez, we're actually getting pretty close. The Cortex VORTEX experiment was in early September.
That's correct.
I just don't want to scrape Bandicoot guts off the floor anymore.
Thank you, Revivotron. And I think it was around here I came up with the joke of every time that Cortex has said embryo them up, I like to imagine that if you fall down this bottomless pit, it's not actually bottomless. The floor is like 10,000 feet below, and the issue is that the maintenance service elevator is actually a flight of stairs that Brio has to go down every single time.
Yeah.
So I imagine he cleans you up off the floor, gets you in the Revivotron, and as he's climbing up the stairs, the second he reaches the highest, tallest
Oh!
step, not highest or tallest. God damn, I hate when that happens.
The highest.
When he reaches the highest step, that's when it's and he's like, he just has to turn right back around. And,
The mop.
has that ever happened to you guys before, where like you're trying to say a word and it means the exact same thing as another word, and you end up
Yeah.
accidentally like saying a combination of the two?
And here we have the Cyberpunk 2077 crash.
Also known as Future Past Crash.
Also, you make that joke, I've been told, like, from the data mines, some of those costumes for the DLC apparently linked to Cyberpunk.
Really?
What?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I'm guessing
that'd be
as, like, a
cool.
cross-promotion. I'm guessing they did as, like, a cross-promotion.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Oh, this is-
this costume I'm wearing is what you get for getting all the platinums in the flashback tapes.
You are to be his new general, and he has you all suited up for the job.
Too bad. Although, that does lead me to wonder... Oh,
Their subject was nibbling waffle scraps out of my hand.
beautiful, beautiful memories. But, what was I about to
Master,
say?
it was yesterday.
Memories. So
Wait,
But,
what was that, James? Nice.
Makes me wonder, like, even though he was dressed up and everything, once they inserted him right into the Cortex Vortex, they literally had to...
Oh,
Ow.
Oh, well, easy come, easy go. He just immediately gives up. It's like, oh, next up stage. And yeah, I have
hope that
my current
crunch goes well.
headcanon of that, James, is that it's like, well, the fitting was a success. Oh, hang on.
Present subject, a name. Crashworth Cortex the First.
Huh.
Crash for short.
Oh, you heard it here first. His full name is Crashworth Cortex the First.
I have a last name.
And my current headcanon is that it was like, well, the suit fitting was a success. However, the Cortex Vortex makes such creases in the fabric. We're gonna have to unfortunately have you remove it when the actual Vortex session is in progress.
except for the
Oh,
pants.
you missed one.
Yeah, the TNT didn't go off.
It didn't occur to me then and there that the TNT wasn't going to be able to reach them before the time ran out.
But at least the audience members realize how they're supposed to do it. But yeah, that's my
And,
current...
and the sad part is those are the only 2 crates I missed.
Right. But
So, unfortunately, on our final record for Crash, so much for a perfect streak.
and that's the part where it's like, thank you, Mr. Neo. Mr. Neo? Taking the
taking
suit back, Crash. Just takes off the whole
I only had 3 lines.
I only needed 2 crates.
Honestly, hey, is it worse or better than that one crate we obviously knew we missed?
And thus Crash was put through the Cortex Vortex.
Oh shit.
Y'all know what happened.
Y'all know what
next.
happened next, so...
You know what? You know why I would have
Okay, not quite. Behind the scenes, it turned out that Cortex's bias with Bandicoots didn't stop with just Crash and Tana.
I was about to say, I would have
Caramellies,
loved if
caramels.
when Crash just ran off to the side, you spliced in the bit of him jumping out the window.
Uh-oh. And then just cuts back. But,
Well,
so...
honestly,
let's...
Begin experiment log.
Oh.
New subject. Codename Coco.
So...
Can I
does
finish?
this kind of... So, yeah, you finish first.
so... Fuck, I completely forgot what I was saying.
All right,
Something Coco.
What was
Does
I
this-
talking about?
I don't know. So does this disprove... Like, does this prove that she isn't technically Crash's sister, more of like an adoptive sister, maybe?
I mean, I always figured that that was always the case, that Coco was just like an adoptive sister of a sort.
Fair.
Yeah.
That rapscallion brother of yours hadn't escaped. You wouldn't be all alone.
Oh, well, yeah, there we go.
Real villain here.
Oh, so I guess maybe they were from the same litter, or whatever you would call a bundle of bandicoots.
Maybe. I mean, either way, it really doesn't matter at the end of the day. They may as well. They're still like a lovable pair.
Oh yeah, they're best siblings.
Exactly. The best sibling types.
A herd of bandicoots.
A pack of wolves, a pack
Flock
of
of
bears.
bandits.
Oh, now I remember. So, was missing those 2 boxes better or worse than the 1 box we missed on the first Dingo Dial level? Remember that?
A
I'll have to get
gaggle
back to you
of
on that one.
A gaggle of bandicoots?
Yeah, and you can definitely tell by this point that, Cortex has a little bit of,
Reminiscent.
A
Yeah,
sleuth of bandicoots?
I'm
A swarm? A swarm just sounds... Nah, a swarm
a
sounds
murder
like...
of bandicoots?
I'm looking it up.
Oh, God.
I'm looking it up.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you can definitely tell that Cortex by this point is just, sort of down on his luck, considering, his favorite Bandicoot son had left him, and now he's stuck with a third-rate sister.
Fun fact, did you know when a bunch of ferrets are together, they're called a business of ferrets?
A business of
By the way, I figured it out. They're called
What's
What is it?
Joeys.
Joeys of Bandicoots?
Yes,
Yeah,
Joey's.
because Oh, here we go. So around the same time he started putting COCO to the test, he decided to hire some new help.
Yeah,
Might as
since
well.
that was around the time where Embryo just up and abandoned him.
Well, no, Embryo was still around, surprisingly.
Oh, okay.
So,
Hello,
but yeah,
Dupercorn.
just in general, the motherfuckers weren't helping out too much, and Embryo, you know, so yeah, they needed to up their ante.
Great, you're hired.
Wait a sec.
Oops.
But yeah,
That was admittedly funny, so I decided to keep
wait
it.
a minute, and he just pulls over the screen. But well.
Oh, I noticed you changed costumes too.
You left my car.
Yeah, I couldn't stand being bighorned energy any longer. So I decided to be.
Couldn't be the
Yeah.
Dupercorn anymore.
Nah, I'd rather be a rocket head.
Speaking of Rockhead,
So, was that rocket in your head an experiment gone wrong, or...
oh,
Never mind.
and honestly,
right,
that's probably the funniest outcome I could have ever expected to understand how the heck what happened to him.
It really
Honestly-
does remind.
Honestly, that just makes me realize Engine is 100% a version, a parody of, what's his fucking name? Of, not a parody of Igor, but a parody of Igor.
Right, because I was thinking the same thing from Young Frankenstein, where it says, "Oh, so that explains the hump." What hump?
That's a
I mean, to be fair, I'm sure the initial intention was for him to be an Igor-like character, but especially with the later Crash games, even up to now, they just decided to hit straight up
That
go
was
with the parody.
fucking close. That was clutch right
Yeah.
there.
Yep, and we gotta go back.
Also,
Yep.
I will admit, another one of my favorite lines of Igor's from that movie. I don't know what led up to it, but it's the moment where Frankenstein was like, "Damn your eyes!" Close up to him. Too late.
Too late. Yeah, no, that's just Marty Feldman having
Because
fun.
he's blind.
No. His eyes are crooked. He has crooked eyes.
Fair
And
enough.
that's
Right,
just
right,
Marty
right.
Feldman making fun of himself. Honestly, my favorite line in that whole movie is the that wasn't
Ooh, boy.
that wasn't Dr. Hendrix's brain, was it? No, it wasn't.
So, ladies and gentlemen, with this
what?
next two levels, we'll be introduced to a flashback exclusive crate type, the Nitro bounce boxes.
Oh, okay.
No.
And then continue the quote there. Actually, no. First, James, explain how the night. Okay, so you get a certain number of bounces on them depending on the arrow, LED, and then
But
on the
you
last
need to
bounce it
hit
turns
all
into
of
a
them.
nitro. Right, because
Yep.
otherwise they cannot be destroyed by the nitro
Yeah.
switch at the end.
Anyway, so
Right.
so anyway,
So how does the quote go with the brain?
yeah, no, it wasn't. Okay, guys, just making sure. Can you tell me whose brain it was? And you won't get mad? I promise I will not get mad. Abby someone. Abby someone. Yes, Abby Normal, I'm pretty sure the name was. Abby Normal. Are you saying that I put a abnormal brain in a 200-pound, 7-foot tall gorilla?
Yes.
And does he say, "You're not going to get mad, right?"
No, yeah, no, and the whole, he's choking him at that point.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Suddenly,
Yeah.
I think he'd have a hint that he was actually getting mad at that point. It's just, I was gonna make the joke of, "I have a feeling you're getting mad," but now the image in my head of him being choked while he's saying that actually
Yeah.
makes it even funnier. Just,
Yeah,
I,
no,
have a feeling you're getting a little mad about this.
But if you guys have
You
not
promised.
seen that, definitely see that movie. People have not. It's
Oh no, it's a
Oh
classic.
yeah,
Hence why even
it's
the
one
Mickey
of my
shorts.
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah.
Right next to Spaceballs.
it is my personal favorite Mel Brooks movie, and my second favorite comedy of all time, if only for the fact that my grandmother's cousin is in it.
Aww.
Yeah, what were you gonna say, James? Oh,
I mean, the only other... I haven't been debating giving that movie a watch myself, because the only other Mel Brooks film I've seen is Blazing Saddles.
which is also a
Which is
classic.
another
You
good one.
know, morons.
Which I love that. I
That's
need
my
to watch
favorite
that
line.
again.
That's my
I'm
favorite
sti-
line, and also he's serious, man. Listen to him. Shoot him up. He's holding himself hostage.
Right, that was fun, and he actually really
Candy
get away
Graham
with
from
it.
Mongo!
There was that, and then they and I'm still very cautiously curious about Blazing Samurai.
Oh,
I'm still not sure how to feel about that, to be perfectly honest.
I mean, I'll give him credit. You can't complain about a live-action remake because the original was live-action and this is animated. So
Number
I'll
one
give
and
him
number-
credit for
Oh,
at least
but-
subverting that.
Number
By
one,
the
number
way,
two,
that-
and Mel Brooks is in it, so I have to imagine he has some
Say,
approval of
yeah.
it.
Also, my favorite
Nice.
line, one of my favorite lines in Blazing Saddles will always be the Mongo only born in Game of Life.
And of course, you can never forget all those times where, you know, freaking Headley has all those pretentious one-liners.
You know?
Oh yeah, hold on.
Um,
Also, them breaking through the soundstage, all the cowboys beating up one of just yells, I won't listen to you. I work for Mel Brooks.
That was great, and
Oh,
I
hold
need.
on.
Oh, thank you, engine.
For the last time, it's not a cat. It's a bandicoot.
Oh, I just realized they're also bounce crates. Got it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the arrow. You don't even
Well,
look like a
that's
bandicoot.
Bandicoot. What? Shh. It's okay. Anyway, just after that long, discussion, I'm not gonna call it a tangent because this one was at least kind of humorous, but that long discussion of Mel Brooks films, I elect that at some point us guys should probably have like a little mini Mel Brooks marathon of watching those three
Yeah.
films.
So wait, so it's Blazing Saddles, Spaceballs,
And Young
and
Frankenstein.
Those are his big three.
And,
Yeah.
You know what? Let's add both versions of the producers on there as well.
Okay.
Oh, he did. Oh, he did the producers.
He did both of them. Yeah.
Huh.
Wait, what's the difference between
Oh,
the two?
boy.
If I can ask?
One is a musical, the other is not.
Right.
Okay.
The musical is based on the original, and then after
And I'll-
that took off. He was like, well, shit, I'll just make a film version of that.
And I actually really do like the music in the musical.
Oh, it's great. They had so many.
especially with
They
Drake.
had a lot of. No, they had a lot of great. They had a lot of like A-list actors in that. You had freaking
Egg list.
A-list, not egg list. But I
It's
probably
about
did
time
sound like
someone
that.
appreciated my film presence.
So yeah, you got freaking Nathan Lane. You got. I want to say they had Will
Matthew
Ferrell in
Broderick.
it, didn't they? Matthew
Uh,
Broderick. I think I still swear I think I saw Will Ferrell in it as the,
Yeah,
as the actual
he's the
like,
German
ex-Nazi guy.
Yeah,
Right.
He's the former Nazi and all that. And that's one of the few Will Ferrell movies I actually like.
What you don't
not-
like for
I'm
you
not
don't?
a fan of Will Ferrell.
3.
He's done some fun stuff.
I'm not saying all his movies are bad. Don't get me wrong. I love Stranger.
He did
Than
Lego
Fiction.
Movie.
Yeah, he's fun in that. I like Stranger Than Fiction. I
That's a
thought
good
What
one.
about?
Go ahead.
I was about to say, what if whenever he's part of an ensemble, like in say the Lego Movie?
I liked him in that and all that. And also, I love Anchorman, but I prefer the original. Like
The first one was better.
I like. To be fair, I love the fight in the second one, though. I love the. We have,
Where did you get
we,
that?
We have the ghost of Stonewall Jackson, and also the mighty Minotaur. Brr. Wait, no, hey, that doesn't count. Minotaur is mythology, not history.
There was that. The whole thing with Jim Carrey. Like, sorry, it was from Canadian
yeah.
News. No, then it was like, and all the while he's like, I refuse to have anybody look past the fact that that's the
The
ghost,
ghost of Stonewall Jackson.
played by freaking John. What was that? Was that
John C. Riley.
or whatever?
John C. Riley. Yeah.
It's not a. Oh, I realize now why you wore the cat suit, James.
Devil damn it!
Oh fuck! I just realized you're wearing the cat suit.
I know. I was like, wait a minute. But yeah, no. Anchorman was good. I.
See, I know. I told you I wasn't bullshitting. That is a cat.
It took me a while to
Look,
realize it.
It's just a Bandicoot cosplaying as a cat, a very adorable cat, but it's still a cosplay. Get it right, man.
It took me a while to figure it out, but apparently, I liked Will Ferrell in that weird TV show, The Oblongs.
God, I completely forgot that when that show was a thing. It was an Adult Swim cartoon.
There are some pretty good parts in it, and I remember it was a trip for me as like an 11-year-old discovering
Oh, wait a
it
minute.
on.
I want to make sure I'm thinking right. Oblongs. Is that the one that kind of looks like a knockoff SpongeBob?
No,
Kind of.
I don't know. It starred humans, and like it was like upper class society with lower class society, and the people in lower class society were all like horribly mutated because of all the irradiated waste going to the lower class society, and it led to a lot of weird scenarios.
So
but
an-
like, I know
so-
it was such a. Go ahead.
So an episode of Futurama.
Kind of, but like, it was. I know it was a trip for me because A, you have Will Ferrell, and B, one of the main characters in that show, Milo, was played by the same woman who plays Pajama Sam in the Humongous Entertainment games, and uses the exact same voice. And it, like, threw me for a loop. Was like, wait a minute.
By the way,
I'm sorry, real quick. I'm having a hard time making it out. That's the dinosaur costume she's wearing, right?
Yep, that's the living fossil Coco.
Okay,
Anyway,
just making sure.
so,
Which is actually kind of funny considering a line that Injin will say in just a bit.
I can't wait.
I
Yeah,
like
go
how you
for
have
it.
specific reason for each time you chose one.
No, it's fun. It's theming. Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah.
So back to Mel Brooks. I still think.
Oh, hold on.
Sorry. You should replace yours like I did.
Oh, so he is proven. So at that point, wouldn't he be officially a robot since he
No,
has
probably
no
his
organics
brain.
in him?
No. He's still technically a cyborg,
Ooh,
probably because of his brain.
Okay.
Also, Injin's also this more or less it's more or less canon. Injin's very existence is literally polluting the environment.
Yep.
Yep.
I'm proud of it. But yes, continue, Matt.
Oh, shit.
So sorry.
Oh.
Okay.
I love whenever Injin says that.
We were talking about Will Ferrell. We were talking about other shows and things.
We're
and-
talking about Mel Brooks.
Correct.
I think my favorite joke from any Mel Brooks movie still comes from oh hey, you can run across those.
Yep. Kirby logic.
It's literal Mario World logic.
That too.
But anyway, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, make sure you
yeah,
spin,
most of
otherwise
a
that
lot
will
of
bounce
these.
you into hitbox range.
Anyway.
Continue.
My favorite joke from any Mel Brooks movie still has to be the Princess Vespa is in range, sir. Good. Fire a warding shot across her nose. Careful, you idiots! I said across her nose, not up it. Sorry, sir. I'm doing my best. Who made that man a gunner? I did, sir.
He's my cousin.
Who is?
And for clarification, they keep turning and they all look cross-eyed.
Yeah, I got like. Who is he, Sanders? He's an asshole, sir. I know that. What's his name? That is his name, sir. Asshole. Major Asshole. What about his cousin? Gunner mate first class Philip Asshole, sir. How many assholes do we got in the ship anyhow? Everybody but one person.
No!
I knew it. I'm surrounded
was
by
fun.
assholes.
That was a
Keep
good one.
firing, assholes!
That was still a
No,
classic.
actually, no, Barry, fast forward through that part. In fact, never play it again.
Oh yeah.
That was fun. The issues that I know that a lot of their humor is still based around, you know,
The time period.
well, time period and racial stuff, because I was gonna say, unfortunately, one of my favorite jokes from that is still the combing the desert, and they have a freaking afro pick, and they're just so aggressively like,
We ain't found shit.
just out of this whole intense moment.
And
Like, it's just,
to be fair, Mel Brooks even asked, "Is it alright if I do this?" And they tell him, "Yeah, it's okay if you do this."
no, and like another one of my
Well,
favorite
actually, what's
another one of my
funny is-
favorite bits was in
Oh,
the,
hold on, guys.
If only I didn't have to shoot.
And now we know how Dingo Doll was born.
Yeah.
Isn't there a better way? There is, and it's like a whole infomercial. But
There
Cortex,
is.
there is genetics. Anyway, and
Actually, what I was about to say is just going back to Blazing Saddles. Like you say that about how like the whole thing of like making sure it's okay with people. I actually heard that apparently there was a couple of scenes he had to rewrite just to make sure that Richard Pryor would still be on board.
Yeah. Okay,
Right.
that's fair. Yeah. But anyway, I still think that Mel Brooks' movies are great. Underrated one. I actually like it. Underrated one. Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh, that was Mel Brooks too.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I still thought that was pretty funny.
which movie?
Robin Hood Men in Tights.
Oh yeah, no, that's a cause. I was about to ask, did he also do Airplane?
No.
No.
Who did Airplane?
I know who was in it. I just don't know who directed it.
I know Leslie Nielsen was there. I know.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our overall fitness exam.
you can do it, but like I don't know, Airplane almost feels like a Mel Blanc movie at times.
Mel Blanc, you mean Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks. Mel Blanc is another
Like
man.
David Zucker.
Thank you.
Oops.
And Coco's like, what? No, but no, I was just saying because I don't know if it means anything, but like another one of my favorite jokes is still, unfortunately, a racially related one. It was from Airplane. The fact that the black passengers spoke jive and they had to get
Yes,
actually
I
have a
speak
translator and
jive.
everything. Stewardess, yes, stewardess, I speak jive, and it's this
Can I-
whole thing and.
Sorry, I just want to make an observation. Like, without that massive trademark ponytail behind her, this outfit makes Coco look really skinny.
Not skinny than thin-headed.
Her head looks
Well, that's
flat.
what I meant. That's what I mean. It's like
Her head
I'm so
looks like
used to her having
Parappa.
Oh, by the way, you'll love to know where Coco got her overalls from.
But
Why is
yeah,
Embryo
where?
still there?
I mean, this was like before. I don't know. I guess it just shows that Embryo left pretty late.
Yeah.
So,
But yeah, about those overalls.
let's listen.
Right around here, actually.
My overalls? Mother made me those.
There you go.
Yeah, you
How do
know.
you feel, Matt? You all this time, one of
I
your,
feel violated.
one of your potential waifus has been wearing a 40-year-old man's
Waifu?
dungarees this
What?
entire
She's a-
time. Okay, that's why I said potential. It's never actually been like actually like it's
I'm
not
even
anyway.
No.
I mean, granted,
my
you like the
bad.
players there all the time.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry.
I mean, Logan is correct in that they never did establish like a canonical age for these characters.
I don't
They never
wanna
do.
think about that.
they're
Actually.
meant to be cartoons, meant to be in this.
I just like to think of them as older teens. That's about it.
That is totally fair. They're the hip, cool, like
Dear Lord, this
totally
looks awkward
tubular-
on her.
the
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
By the way, this is hers as a wombat. Wanda the wombat.
Wombat. I
Still
still
looks
should.
awkward.
I still think it should have been Wilma.
Wilbur!
Wilma Wombat and Willy Wombat. Willy and Wilma.
Also,
Hit new show coming to CBS. Anyway.
you yelling Wilma, all I can think of now is instead Sinclair!
Also, just
Get over
something.
here!
I was about to say something Engine noted right there. Apparently, it's through testing with him where Coco developed her fascination with technology.
Or
And video games.
One of the two.
Also,
So-
yes, for those with a keen eye, yes, I am using the Great Crusher skin for Coco.
And this is again the part where Engine's level of perception is astounding. Of like, I have a feeling that she may like technology. I can't quite put my finger on wow.
Actually, if I can just go back to a joke I made earlier, it's like I noticed that Dr. Cortex kind of didn't really fully follow those notes that Ivo left. Maybe I can make some improvements.
Come to think of it, Cortex looked really weird and shaky and seemed to lack the giant N across his forehead. And he seemed very, very touchy when I brought up the fact that I put his overalls on the cat.
And also, he has bolts in his head, so I'm not sure if he had those before.
I mean, then again, they keep saying I have a rocket in my head, and I don't know what they're talking about.
For anybody asking where we're going with this, your guess is as good as mine. So,
Isn't that pretty much anything we talk about at this point?
I actually didn't mean to time it out that well, but okay.
This one
Oh,
definitely
boy.
took me a few tries. I'll say that much.
These dang fire crates.
Also, yes, for those wondering, you have Engine to thank for Coco's overall tech wizardry.
Yep.
It does. I think we mentioned this. It does make those It does make that confrontation he and her had in 3 seem a lot more like substantially significant and poetic.
Oh yeah, I love it, and that's also part of the reason why that was the Engine fight was the only one I actually gave Coco.
Can I just question why, like, whenever they're especially when they're right next to each other, why the crates that spew fire on the sides, why they don't ignite the TNT crates?
Flame retardant crate. I mean, how else do you expect them to be able to
Nice.
have fire come out of the crates to begin with? They're flame retardant. Beep beep boop beep boop.
I mean, Cortex really should have considered lathering some of that stuff all over the Bandicoots before the testing stuff. And guys,
Resilience evaluation.
this one broke me.
Oh.
Ouch.
No.
I didn't make this one too hard.
You're dead.
Oh my.
I forget what warranted the ha again.
Because he
Literally
made
what he
it
just
too
said.
hard. After
Well,
James.
I got too caught up in like relishing in James's anguish. What did Cortex say?
I
hope I didn't make this one too hard.
And
Okay.
thus cue James's anguish in who voiced Crash in that commercial? I forgot to ask.
I have no idea.
Carlos Alazwaki, aka
Entropy.
No. Carlos Alazwaki, as in Rocco.
That's Rocco?
Yep. Need I remind you, he also was the very original voice for Spyro.
Yep, there he was. Also, yes, you bet Al.
That
That
takes
is a
timing. I
dick
remember.
move.
And
And
so is
thus
that.
it begins.
But yeah, for those that were paying attention, yes, apparently Entropy and Cortex have had some history prior to the whole Uka Uka nonsense.
Uh-huh.
And
Or I don't, you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, a part of me likes to believe like the whole reason why Cortex had any sort of affiliation with that damn mask in the first place is because I don't know. Maybe at some point Cortex decided to go to one of those orientation seminars where they just like all hail the great and mighty evil spirit, and it's like just I don't know, purely out of boredom, I guess. And that's when he met up with Entropy and learned, you know.
a few drinks at Long Island later, and well, now somehow we've exchanged phone numbers.
Yeah.
You do the
Where's
math.
that from?
I don't know. I made that off the top of my head.
I feel like that's from something.
Just,
I'm not.
It
know
I'm,
sounds like it should be from something.
it's,
I'm really sorry. I have to add on top of that joke with a little reference to something coming soon. After Cortex realizes that, he pulls off his shirt and sees a tattoo. Who the hell is Natasha?
is that actually the official name of Femtropy?
No. It's something else. I'll tell you later.
Oh,
Honestly, though, I could totally see that being her actual name.
I like to. I like. I'm trying to come up with them. Like, okay, because like we. I think we already had this discussion before, but it's like, okay.
Oh yeah, by the way,
Oh.
now they expect you to try to actually take advantage of the nitro boxes that are bouncing.
Bastards.
With flame crates.
on top of the freaking flame crates.
So you can't get up from a crouch too early. Oh.
I think animal experiments.
Oops.
Don't worry though. What you saw in the subtitles, everything he says. I kind of wanted to show off the whole thing, but you know, hindsight's 2020.
It's
That's
alright.
fun.
This is fun. And
Yeah,
activate the time
I'm
crate.
guessing. Oh boy.
You have to
I'm
jump.
guessing at-
You have to do a slide jump.
By the way,
guessing-
pay attention to that timer up there.
I'm going to assume by the end of this, you just didn't care about getting the platinum L for this.
Among other things.
Aw, fair. This was. I remember this was the one where I watched you do this like live for almost like while I was doing the finale of my own stream, but like for like almost 40 minutes. I think you were on this originally.
Yeah, no, this one, just fuck this one so fucking much. I hate it. I
That's
fucking
the-
hate it.
And yeah, that's the order you have to do things in order to get it to work, and then you gotta spin that carefully. Yeah.
Yeah, you could easily mistime that one and go.
Witness ye well, Matt, of what comes.
All this for the sake of.
You know what? I give up.
Yeah.
I'm giving up on this game.
Oh.
You're
yeah, I was about to
you're
say,
actually.
is it-
Okay, you finish your thing high first.
I'm going to make an assumption. It's probably an accurate assumption. I'm gonna guess because of this, the next time we see Coco in the next room, she's gonna have that battered up costume.
Maybe.
Wow. But and then I could yeah, imagining
literally
that far.
see.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I was gonna say
Yeah.
from Matt, for you to get a reference you would probably appreciate. I almost also imagine that on that last flashback level, you're just watching and then cut to the final thing of you looking at a board, and it's like the thing from the good place of like, this broke me. No,
Yeah.
no, this
This
speaking-
broke me out.
broken.
And now for the final flashback tape in the game, the Gauntlet.
I don't remember this test chamber.
Oh, speaking of reminders, Logan, what is the time on your end?
Well, I'm keeping an eye on the group chat, and the Borderlands thing hasn't started just yet. But as soon as people start like lining to the call, then I'll have to probably bow out. But I'll stay as long as I can.
Alrighty.
Okay.
So yeah, no, this
I figured at least one of us should at least keep an eye on that.
right, but anyway, yeah, no, your eyes do not deceive you. I felt it was appropriate to use the
Battered
completion
and bruised.
costume.
Poor little baby.
Yep. Oh, by the way, don't mind that sheep down there, just
Oh.
sitting there.
Yeah, that sheep from Reignited.
But I guess while we're doing this now, and while we're
Also, I don't know, is that a monkey in that cage?
Monkey.
oh, and no, I think it's just the
Monkey!
block itself. The
How
padlock
the
itself
fuck
looks
did
like
you
a
not
face.
hit that?
Trust me, I don't know. This thing's kind of tricky. It's tricky to angle.
And he's
Oh,
like,
you
"You're
know
keeping
what?
track."
I just
I have to. I was gonna toss this out there only because I'm gonna probably be leaving in a little bit. Soon. But I was gonna ask. So, since you are, historically the only person out of all of us who's actually done it, James, what were your thoughts on about the flashback tapes, like as a whole?
for the most part, I think they're solid, and like they do feel relatively fair in terms of their challenge.
Relatively
But
fair.
but I only say that beyond, like, for all of them beyond the final two, because they do not pull any punches, and they also pull some. Oh.
With the super secret emergency escape hatch.
Oh.
Super secret emergency. Fuck this noise, I'm out.
And that, don't screw the boxes, and that's also, and I can see that as canonically the part where Coco's like,
It's like,
My God,
Perhaps
that
freedom
was
is-
fucking clutch there.
yeah, she's like, I'm out.
Yeah. Screw that noise. I want freedom.
Bandicoot.
You could
is
probably
out.
slide jump out. Yeah, you just say, yeah, you can probably reach that. Nice. But
Yeah, no. It's also kind of aligns with a something that Cortex mentioned earlier, that apparently Coco was his quote unquote last Bandicoot.
Oh, that's also something we just glanced over. Apparently, like Crash, Coco has a full name as well.
Yep, Parameles or Parameals or something.
It's Paramills, which apparently Paramills is actually part of the actual genus name for Bandicoot.
Oh,
There you go.
okay. The only other thing I'll ask is that since I'll probably be leaving in a little bit.
Actually, Logan, please bear with me. There's only 5 minutes left in the video. Oh,
Try a hedgehog, or a bobcat, or a gecko.
I recognize that
the 90s.
reference.
Wow, I recognize all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that's it.
There goes another one. We should really get that escape hatch sealed.
Probably. And I just imagine that, like, right after this, the second Coco leaves, she runs into Crash. They're just like, hi. Hi.
I'm Coco. Crash.
Brother, sister.
And now, after that, it's time for the ending, plus the bonus content.
Yep, because it doesn't just stop with the with those sweet costumes I unlocked. There is also like there is some concept art that you can unlock throughout the course of the game, depending on how many gems you can collect, as well as just naturally beating the game.
And you did get 100%, which means you have collected every gem.
Yes.
Every gem and every platinum for the flashback tapes.
Well, that's
I mean, granted,
basically
this
all
video
I'm
footage
gonna do.
doesn't entirely prove that, but at this point, I don't really care. I at least showed that I tried. I gave the effort.
Right.
Gallery.
So yeah, this is the gallery where again you put all those gems and all your completion to the test, and that's how you unlock all this sweet stuff, like the bonus ending.
Okay, but again, like this colorful, like yeah, I definitely recognize that soft, like lineless shading style from Reignited trilogy, and
It's the exact same character concept to artist who, like, he has some really fantastic art. And one thing I'm personally giddy about, he mentioned that, like, if given the chance, he would be on board with helping out with Monkey Island as well.
it'd be so
Ooh.
awesome. Honestly, just I would like to see him get some more work. Period, because I love his designs. Like hell,
I'm sure he will.
even for something like. I was gonna say, hell, even for something like Sonic, I would love to see a Sonic game animated like this one was animated.
Well, that'd be neat.
Again, it's still so funny to me, considering the first thing I immediately remember this artist from is Super Lucky's Tale.
Yeah.
Like, that was one of his first,
I thought
like-
I recognized this style.
Yep, it's a soft, lovable oh, let's check out the ending.
Engine abandoned his heavy metal lifestyle for one of.
There were many things I expected the camera to cut open
By the
to.
way-
It was not this.
By the way, fun fact with this, this is actually
considered
considered non-canon.
Oh, of course.
Really?
It's kind of like the one in Crash 1, where
You'll see why.
a lot of that stuff was a little bull dust.
It's
Oh,
because
it-
mainly of this.
Being mistaken for a flying squirrel. He's
That's
on
not fun.
display in the art of
Oh, and that's the Ripperoo's doing well.
Ripperoo's Curious
Yeah, I love that
Animal
Ripperoo's the one that owns the museum.
By the way, but yeah.
Curiosity.
And also,
Need for speed.
look, I'm in the background. Aren't I
Hey,
excellent?
friends.
Was hired as
And then
the
who's on the right?
for a
I
leading
feel like
That's
brand
Zam.
energy
Oh,
drink.
okay.
Yeah, he's the gremlin from
currently
Nitro
in
Card.
rehab and in the throes of a messy divorce.
Oh,
Ouch.
poor guy.
Without
Oh, hey.
their
This one's a fun
master,
one.
Cortex's lab assistants found themselves
You can call them assholes. It's okay. We're big
They
kids.
renovated his blimp.
I mean, they already had the balls to let Dingo Dials swear every few minutes.
All right.
Speaking of Dingo Dial,
Dingo Dial franchised his restaurant operation,
Eh,
with Dingo's Diner rising to become the
I'm not gonna
first
lie, this
name
was one of my
in chain
favorites, just because of, like,
fast
just
casual
the expressions and
They
lighting.
closed overnight with official
Don't worry, Dingo Dial. You just need to find the right kind of audience.
I mean, hell, they're still remaining open.
during its condemnation.
Meanwhile, let's see how Tana's doing.
After
Listen to this.
successful expeditions to El Dorado, Shangri-La, Atlantis, and a brief fling with some dweeb named Smathan Trey.
Red trademark.
Taking a brief hiatus
Also, look
from
closely.
their
Her pile of video
adventures
games includes the Reignited trilogy.
Oh
She's
yeah,
recently
I see
taken
Spyro
up
Reignited
songbook.
shirt in the very bottom.
She's
Yeah,
not
she's doing
very
scrapbooking
good
now.
yet, but she's getting there.
Having some nice taste of
Oh, here's another one I love.
Oh.
Trying and failing to invent the world's first self-flying flying
Also, hello,
car,
Nina.
COCO
Yep.
found
Oh,
a
there's
new
chicken
career
stew there,
as
too.
an esports
Yep.
champion. Don't forget. to
Also, don't ask how
kick
Cortex
ass
got
COCO
here.
and Smash that adore button.
Aw, fun.
Meanwhile, the trophies are still at large. This I still think might be considered canon.
This part is.
I feel like
canon.
it's the only one that
It's
is.
vague enough.
Evil geniuses are hard
And totally
to
not ripping from the
squash.
original game script. Oh yeah, by the way, how's Crash doing?
And as for me, well, let's just say I'm doing just fine.
Good to know, brother.
And this is the other reason why it's non-canon.
I don't mind.
Yeah, it's funny.
It gets to treat like a joke. I'm fine with that.
Well, of course. And someone discovered recently there was actually a cut segment from that whole Where Are They Now segment, which basically involved Tiny, Pinstripe, Papu Papu, and Koala Kong basically like picketing outside the studio because they were upset they weren't in the game. However, they were arrested when they realized they chained themselves to the wrong building.
Oops.
It is unfortunate, but they could have. I feel like they could have done that. That would not have like one additional piece of artwork is all they would have needed to like pay for.
Yeah.
I'll pay for it. I don't know.
Now, the way I see it, that could still be applied in a future patch.
It could.
It could.
Because true to you know, the recent Crash and Spyro stuff, they usually let out at least one big patch or two that pretty much adds in a whole bunch of stuff alongside the you know, putting it to other consoles.
Right. With that,
Yeah.
I gotta bow out for now. But you guys continue.
Yeah.
Continue your finishing thoughts. But yeah, with my
Well,
my-
honestly, I was gonna say that's pretty much where we're pretty much gonna stop as well. Because yeah, that's pretty much it for Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. Despite what I said earlier, this might not end up being the last video, assuming, you know, whatever big updates we do get with the game are substantial enough. But until then, I'm just glad to finally get this off my chest, because I really did love this game despite its flaws.
What'd you
Oh,
think?
yeah. I can't wait. Excuse me?
Oh, so you were saying you were about to say something as well. I wanted to hear what that was.
Oh, well, honestly, just like, I'm still looking forward to whenever I can be able to play it on the, again, you know it's going to happen.
We
port
hear
coming to
that,
the
yes,
Switch
I
and
know.
just-
No, he's hoping. Fingers crossed.
Am I wrong though? But anyway, just I'm still looking forward to it. I still love everything I've seen of it. And just in general, I just love that Crash is still going strong. Like, even after Insane to now, it's like, I'm really looking forward to see what he does next.
Same here.
Now we just keep our fingers crossed for something for Spyro, maybe. But
Yep.
until then,
Spyro 4, anybody?
that would be fine. I'll be down. But yeah, with that, I'm gonna get going. I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Till next time, guys.
Bye.
Ah.